All right, hello everybody. As I said, this would probably be a double header feature in my last video, and so here it is. So for context, I'm in a new league, new, quote unquote new, and right now I'm just going to give a small team breakdown and what I'm going to be doing to replace it. So my team is these guys right here. Actually, you know what? Let's make it easier for us. Let's make it easier for us because I actually have a screenshot of this team posted in a channel that I use often. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. That's my opponent's team. There's a good chance that I actually fucked up and did not post it in my channel. There it is. I did not post it to my channel, but here we are. So we're just gonna zoom in on this real quick. So this team is fairly simple, and by the looks of it, its only goal is to hit hard. Metagross, Delta Ruin Mega is fucking insane, as you all saw in that battle. It did too much damage to that. Oh god. It has the ability Rockhead, and it has a lot of like recoil moves, so pretty much recoil is like the last thing on its mind. I'm just gonna ignore this for a bit. As you can tell, I decided to go with this build here with not minimum attack, but not too much attack investment, so I could just focus on maybe setting up rocks. In the end, I never did set up rocks, but it didn't matter because everything ended up getting into the crumbling claws of the cold, known as Sandy Claws. And actually, let's just focus on this. Rayquaza is a part of the team. Great special attacker, great physical attacker, mediocre speed stat, and base 90. A lot of people tell me, but that's really good. Not for a fucking boxer or legendary. Let me tell you that, especially with Miraidon and Koraidon running around. Great Tusk is perfect offensively, perfect defensively. There's a reason it has 57.6% usage in OU. There is quite literally a cursed picture of Lando Therian fused with Great Tusk. Perfectly viable. Next up, we've got Iron Bundle. That's pretty self-explanatory. Monstrous speed, monstrous special attack. Literally 180 Choice Scarf with a timid nature was outpacing everything at 696 speed. Nothing was capping that unless it had priority. We've got Genesect, which I feel is a weird fit for this team. Like, I understand why it's good because Genesect has a lot of good choices. 120 attack, 120 special attack, 99 speed, so it barely it underspeeds those base hundreds. But it's not ideal for this team because then we've got bulkier monsters like Milotic Delta, a ghost type with Regenerator, Bronzong, Sableye. These three are very, very slow in terms of like Genesect. Like, how do I say this? We got Metagross Delta with its insane speed tier of base 100? Yeah, base 110. Sandy Claus, base 136. Great Tusk, base 87. And then we have Sableye with base 70. Genesect with base 99, and then this with base 95. And then, we've got Rayquaza, which we're going to open up here. Ray with base 95. Bronzong with base 33. And what was the last one? Zoroark and Milotic. I need to put Zoroark and Milotic. Zoroark with base 105. And then Milotic Delta with base 80, right? Base 81. So, and the reason I say it's such a weird speed tier for it is because they all, like the speed tiers, they focus too much on speed tiers. These Pokemon do not mesh well with one another. As you saw in that last match, I wasn't really struggling for a switch in for Darkrai, but I was struggling because nothing on my team really wanted to come in raw on it, except for Bronzong, but Bronzong doesn't want to switch in on a +2 Dark Pulse or a Choice Specs Dark Pulse, even though Bronzong has superb special defense. 116 is quite good for a Psychic Steel type. And so, basically, my plan is simple. We're going to drop Sableye, we're going to drop my beloved son Absolad, we're going to drop Bronzong, we're going to drop Rayquaza. Everything here is getting dropped. And then Sableye and Sableye and Zygarde 50 are getting dropped. That leaves us with a total of 137. However, this team did actually have a leftover point. If I can find it real quick, yeah, this team had a leftover point of 1, getting us up to 138. Now, if we're going to build an ideal quote-unquote team, basically a team that I can maneuver perfectly, we need to take into consideration all the threats that are running around. While I can't be all, oh, and I know what Noctowl fucking Delta does, I don't. I know that some of these Pokemon are bulkier, some of these Pokemon are faster, some of these Pokemon are stronger. So our goal is to make the team mesh well, regardless of what speed tiers look like. We're not going to focus on building just with speed tiers. We're going to focus on making sure that the team has synergy, that the team works very perfectly well, that the team is manageable, if you will. So, by removing double dragons, we have given ourselves a huge advantage in only having 2 Pokemon weak to ice, Great Tusk and Metagross Delta Ruin Mega. Because Metagross Delta Ruin Mega is Grass Rock and Great Tusk is Fighting Ground. Superb. And so with that, we're probably thinking, oh, why not just go the extra mile and get rid of one of the other ice weaknesses? Well, Metagross Delta Ruin Mega, or Metagross DR, Dr. Metagross, we're going to start calling him Dr. Metagross. Dr. Metagross Mega has a superb ability in Rock Head, an insane speed tier. It can set up rocks, which pretty much leaves way for Great Tusk to choose to either be completely defensive and focus on removing hazards and items, or go completely offensive, as you saw in that last match, and run a Choice Scarf, a Choice Band, hell, even a Booster Energy with a bulk upset. It's all that really matters. Now, Iron Bundle and Genesect can go ahead and stay. And to be fair, I'm kind of leaning on trading out Genesect later down the week because I don't really like playing with Genesect. It's such a weird Pokemon to me. And it's not bad per se. And I know I can't really talk shit because, again, I've used Alolan Eradicate in an Ubers League and it got me to semis. But realistically speaking, Genesect is not an ideal Pokemon for me because I feel like it does too much. And it's supposed to overwhelm your opponent. It's supposed to do too much. Like, look at this thing's fucking move pool. Holy shit. This is literally only the viable moves, the preferred moves, and then the usually useless moves. Holy shit, there's more. So what does that mean for me? I don't want to use it. Because if I'm totally honest, while Genesect forces a game of what's it going to do, most of the time I'm going to be clicking U-turn. Let's be real. And it is the big reason I do want to keep it, because U-turn pivot from both of these two, Iron Bundle and Genesect, is really, really good. Because Genesect can U-turn in and let something in like this, and then I can hard switch out into something like a hit, hard switch out into Sandy Claws on a prediction, and then U-turn back out into Genesect, and then just start a U-turn flip turn cycle. It's pretty much not an ideal way to play, but if I can force the opponent to be scared of me pivoting out, so they have to run something that punishes me for pivoting, making them waste a move slot or even a Pokemon slot, that's ideal. And so what my plan is, besides getting a better team, is to find something I can actually use. So we're going to go to the draft board and we're just going to look at what's available. As you can tell, I've got Control F ready so I can find things in the sheet. And we have a Steel type, so we might as well build a Steel Dragon Fairy core. Correct? Correct, because Steel Dragon Fairy is a solid core. At first, I was leaning towards a cheaper fairy because, the cheaper a fairy is, the less usefulness it'll have. So that means I can afford to sack it and not feel as bad when it comes time to. However, this game has gifted us Venusaur Delta, as you saw open up here. Venusaur Delta has Fairy Psychic typing with an ability called Psycho Call that at 1/3 or less of its max HP, this Pokemon's attacking stat is 1.5 with Psychic attacks. It has a base 100 special attack stat, which is incredibly serviceable, and it even has a Mega Evolution that I think is already grabbed, so I can't really go in and be like, oh yeah, I'll take the Venusaur Delta Mega because it's already gone, unfortunately. But Venusaur Delta's hidden ability is Regenerator. A Fairy Psychic type with Regenerator is superb. It is insanely good. Ignore these moves here because I'm pretty sure this hasn't been updated in a while. But access to moves like Psychic, Psyshock, Calm Mind, Leech Seed, just being Venusaur with Fairy Psychic typing sets you up for a lot more. And while you lose to regular Venusaur, it doesn't really matter because regular Venusaur is actually surprisingly good. It's a great Sun Sweeper, but we're not focused on that because nobody grabbed regular Venusaur. Watch. I think 2 people drafted a Sun Team and nobody grabbed regular Venusaur. Oh no, somebody did grab it. Okay, oh, that's a problem. Anyways, we're not gonna focus on that problem now. What we're gonna do is instead try and see what we can do. So of course I want to grab Venusaur Delta because Venusaur Delta is a good Pokemon. It's, in my eyes, it fits the niche I need it to fit. Now the next question is, we need an Uber because we've pretty much just deleted Rayquaza and Zygarde 50. We don't have an Uber, which means we get fucking stomped by anything. My first thought, obviously, was to pick up a different dragon because while dragon is pretty much not a shunned typing, I kind of need it. But the only good dragons left are Dialga, Palkia, and Kyurem Black alongside Giratina Origin. Giratina Base, because Giratina Origin got picked up. Giratina Alter is all that's left. And yes, I call Giratina Alter Giratina Base because it's a based fucking Pokemon to use. I love Giratina. So, with all these dragons left, all I could really think of was, I don't want to use a dragon. Even though I need it for my Fairy Dragon Core. So, how do I resolve this issue of not wanting to use a dragon with a Fairy Dragon Core? Well, easy. We pick up a low-tier dragon. So, there's a lot of good low-tier dragons left. Dragapult is still there, and is a superb Pokemon because of its insane speed stat. Urshifu Single has not been picked up by anybody, which means that we don't really have to worry about getting crit to hell and back if we pick up a Ghost Dragon type. What does Ghost Dragon have to do with anything? Charizard Delta Mega. It's not Ghost Dragon. Yeah, I threw you for a loop. It's just... Oh no, it is Ghost Dragon. I threw myself for a loop, huh? Anyways, I don't know anything about Insurgents. I swear I thought this was like Ghost Fire or something, but I'll take Ghost Dragon. So... Charizard Delta Dragon is kind of weird. I know it has Will-O-Wisp, I know it has Flare Blitz, and it has all the good shit that makes Charizard, well, Charizard. However, I don't want to pick up 3 starters and completely shoot myself in the foot, so we're not going to pick up Charizard Delta. Again, this is what the old team looks like, so don't forget. That's more for me anyways. There's Dragonite Delta and Flygon Mega, but I don't know if I want to remove my original Mega Sly for Flygon Delta Mega. Well, Flygon Mega, because there's no Delta Flygon, I think. So we're just going to go ahead and delete that, and we're going to go ahead... Actually, we're just going to go ahead and make it a box, really. So new box, we're going to go ahead and put Venusaur Delta with Regenerator. Next up, we're also going to go ahead and put Mega... Where is it? Dr. Megagross. Dr. Megagross. If I can find him, because there's a fuck ton of Megas. Jesus Christ. There he is, Dr. Megagross. And then last but not least, we're going to put Iron Bundle and Genesect, because I am debating on keeping Genesect. For Genesect, we'll actually just put a question mark here so I don't forget, because I'm debating. So, we need a dragon type that's low tier so that we can pick up a higher tier Uber that we can actually use. However, by the looks of it, I don't really think I'm going to be able to pick up anything good, with the exception of Salamence Mega, Palkia, Lugia, Lucario Mega, The Blaziken Mega, Dialga, Necrozma Trash Wing. Cut that shit out of my face. Reshiram, Blaziken Base, Deoxys, Giratina, Metagross Mega, which is useless to me right now. Kangaskhan Mega, also useless. Basically, Megas are useless to me. We can pick up Shaman Sky, but that's not exactly what we want. And of course, for Alligator Mega at 21 points, which would make sense for me to pick up because, come on, I'm the Totodile guy on YouTube. Like, I should pick up this Mega and drop Metagross Mega. But the thing is, a Metagross Mega can also be a special attacker, while for Alligator Mega, cannot. That's a mediocre special attack stat in my eyes. I'm sorry, buddy. And Tough Claw's boosting all of its physical attacks instead of no longer having Sheer Force is kind of disappointing, so I don't really know what to do with that, so we just won't pick that up at all. So let's just keep going lower. Dragonite Delta. Dragonite Delta is a very awesome Pokemon, mostly because of the fact that it's Water Electric instead of Water Dragon or Flying Dragon. And it has Swift Swim. It also has a lot more moves in this. I got hit with a Choice Banded Aqua Jet at one point. And its hidden ability is Volt Absorb, meaning we technically do have an electric type switch in here with this, which our team doesn't really need because we've got Great Tusk. However, Dragonite Delta can do the one thing Great Tusk can, and that's wear an Assault Vest. And so it gives us a special attacking water type with a base 100 attack stat, a special attack stat, and a base 134 attack stat. Meaning we can run a defensive Dragonite Delta if we really need to because it already has access to Scald, which got removed in Gen 9 but is legal in this generational tournament because it doesn't have weird gen rules. Anyways, moving on, we can go ahead and just pick up Dragonite Delta as it will be quite useful to us. We still need a Dragon type. We can't forget this. We still need a Dragon type. Holy shit, Annihilate? Nah, we're gonna focus on getting a Dragon type. We can't really let myself go crazy right now. So, why do we need a Dragon type? Well, besides the fact that Dragon is like a really stupid good typing by itself, we also need something that can do damage and complements our Steel Dragon Fairy core. Because, again, we have drafted a Steel type that was already on the team. We don't have a Dragon type yet, but we do have a Fairy type in the form of Venusaur Delta. And Venusaur Delta also gives us another AV user that can pretty much fuck around and find out because of Regenerator. Now, I should mention Terra Captains are a thing in this game, but I don't know who I want to make a Terra Captain because it's like 24 points for a Terra Captain, and I don't have those points on me. I should probably actually keep track of the points because right now I have 138 points. We're going to do that. 138 points. Venusaur Delta costs 15 points. Okay, ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of points. We won't count this because it's part of our 137 points. Dragonite, however, is. So we're going to see how much Dragonite costs. Dragonite Delta costs 17 points. By the looks of it, I don't think we'll really be able to afford that. So we have 138, 15 minus 17. Minus 17. We have 106 points left. Yes, I busted out a calculator because I'm serious about this. Also, for those of you who are new to this is actually how I genuinely team build for draft. It's very psychotic almost. So if you can't keep up, I do not blame you because my thought process is everywhere. I'm trying to center it down in the form of a video, but I can't. It's just how I am, and I apologize in advance. I was thinking about picking up Arcanine Delta anyways. Yeah, I'm still going. Arcanine Delta is a dragon normal type with Inner Focus, Intimidate, and Multi-Scale. Multi-Scale, not Trail Blaze, I'm Trail Blaze. It has the move Draco Jet, which is priority. It gets Bulk Up, which is pretty damn good, especially on a Multi-Scale Intimidator. And Normal Dragon is a fairly solid typing. Drampa has shown how much carnage it can wreak in PU. Holy shit. Now, why does Priority Dragon matter? Even though it says it's illegal, it does get Draco Jet. asked my friend who played the Insurgents ROM hack, and he said, yeah, it gets it. Sorry, I'm responding to some friends because today's one of my days off, so I'm just like making plans with them. But yeah, as I was saying, Arcanine Delta is a fairly solid Pokemon with a fairly okay defensive profile and a really good ability spread with the exception of Inner Focus. Actually, no, forget that. Even Inner Focus is good because you can't intimidate me and I can just hit you with like choice banded attacks. Solid offensive profile. I believe it doesn't get, what's it called? Draco Meteor, which is pretty bad, which is you can't run a special set any week, but it does get Dragon Pulse, so we should be pretty fine. Hopefully. Let's see. Our next Pokemon should be. Oh wait, let's see how much Arcanine. 18. So minus 18, 88 points. We have 88 points to draft. I believe 11 Pokemon. 10 or 11 Pokemon. Okay, perfect. Right now, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. We have 7 Pokemon and we're only at 88 points. Crazy. This is the kind of bullshit I'm on half the time. So we can actually go ahead and look at some legends here that we can go ahead and grab. Some very strong Pokemon. If I'm totally honest, a part of me considered Lugia for just the sheer defensive profile it has. But if I want like a sheer defensive profile, we also need to pick up more bulkier Pokemon because having Lugia be my anchor isn't really good for me as a player because, well, we play Pokemon if you're here. You know what it means to just have one physical wall or one special wall, just one wall in general. Something is getting fucking clapped, unfortunately. And because something is going to get clapped, we have to play very, very carefully. And so my main thought was to grab something that wasn't as bulky, but still bulky enough, And then I thought to myself, and this is a suggestion my friend Kyogre made. And he said, why don't you grab an Amoris? I said no originally because I didn't like an Amoris on this team, right? Like, realistically speaking, its only good ability is Contrary, and it doesn't have any attack to abuse Contrary with literally the only one being Superpower. But what's physical? I might be stupid, but what else does this thing have? Like, now realistically looking at it, I mean, it's a pretty good solid. Oh wait, Healing Wish. Huh. We're gonna go ahead and actually grab an Amoris because an Amoris doesn't really give us speed tier or anything like that, but it gives us another fairy type, but it also gives us another ice weakness. However, we do have an ice resist in the form of Bug Steel and Water Electric. So I think we can go ahead and actually grab an Amoris. Hold on. Huh, Kyogre was right. However, I will have to run either Heavy Duty Boots or Choice Scarf every week because this thing is not fast. What is it? 16 points. Wow, okay. Sweet. We'll do 16. Minus 16. We've got 72 points left, which means we should probably actually pick up an Uber if that's the case. The only Uber I can think of picking up right now is Lugia. And if we're going to do that, we might as well pick it up because Lugia is a pretty solid Pokemon and it has a surprisingly offensive niche when it gets down to it. So we're going to go ahead and actually grab Lugia and another Ice Weakness. Her fucking Ray, actually. God damn it. This is going to piss me off because if I have another Ice Weakness, I have nothing that can eat a hit. Oh, wait, how much is Cryogonal Mega? Cryogonal Mega is 30. That gives us 42 points. We're gonna grab. Oh, we can't grab Cryogonal Mega because we already have a Mega. And I don't want to drop this because of how good its defensive profile. Its offensive profile is like rock, grass is a surprisingly unresisted combination. But Cryogonal Mega gives us something we don't have, which is an Ice Resist. Literally has a custom ability called Sleet. And it's just a bulkier Flutter Mane. It is literally just bulky Flutter Mane. Oh my god. Look at this shit. God damn. Okay. We won't grab this because we We can't afford it. But if anything, I'm open to see what I can trade for. Um, I need to grab 10 minimum, so I can't just fuck around and find out. But I would like to grab something bulkier. So if we're gonna grab something bulkier, we could grab Mew, but Mew's not really bulky enough, you know. Um, if we want another ice resist, we can actually go ahead and grab Haxorus Delta. Haxorus Delta is a water steel type that has a very scary presence. It's got strong jaw, water veil, so it can't be burned, which is pretty damn good, and heavy metal for heavy slam, but you know, we don't need that. It's water steel. It's basically just regular Haxorus with a water steel typing, and it gets bullet punch, so it lets me scare out fairies and water types. I think we'll actually go ahead and grab Haxorus Delta because we can actually afford to use this like that. We have a lot of physical Pokemon by the looks of it, though, so we might want to start leaning a lot more into the special side. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3 special attackers, 4 if we want to count Venusaur Delta. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pokemon in total. So we could go ahead and grab, we can actually go ahead and grab. Although we do need an Uber. Oh, what am I talking about? Celesteela is literally right there. Celesteela is right fucking there. Why don't I use Celesteela? Another good Pokemon to use would have been Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini would have been perfect for this team, but I doubt they'll part with Tapu Fini so easily. Galardarm is still there too. I know Delta Darm exists, and Delta Darm is really Donphan Mega. Hold on, now you've got me curious. Because if Donphan Mega provides something irrelevant. If Donphan Delta provides something, it does not provide an ice immunity, though. Well, we don't want an immunity. We want a resist so that a lot of our team can come in. Ice-type moves just fuck us over. We don't want that. Literally 1, 2, 3, 4 Pokemon on my team are weak to ice. And our only hazard removal is an Ice-weak Pokemon. So if anything, we should probably focus on getting something that can both resist ice and remove hazards. This brought me to think about Avalugg. Avalugg isn't really what I want, though, but Blastoise Delta could be what I need. So Blastoise Delta is neat, to say the least, because he is a fighting dark type. Blastoise Delta with Shadow Call and Shadow Dance. If New Moon is active, we don't even care about that, because this thing gets Rapid Spin. And if it can Rapid Spin away hazards and resist Ice-type moves, or eat an Ice-type move, which it can, by the way, because holy shit, look at those stats. Yeah, we can actually just go ahead and draft regular Blastoise. What's Blastoise Mega Delta? Oh, that's just Bowser. Anyways, this is what the team looked like before, just letting you know now. We can actually just go ahead and grab Delta Blastoise for 11 points, which is yoink, honestly. There's a lot of fairy types we have to worry about, honestly, but I'm not worried too badly about them because I think we will just go ahead and grab Haxorus Delta. And Haxorus Delta has the advantage of not being able to be burned because of Water Veil. So that's pretty good. 16 points for a Haxorus. Yes, sir. Now, I should mention that I did not do the math real quick, so I'm kind of fucked. Let's see. So, let's see. We're going to go to 72. Cool. So we had 72 points before we grabbed anything. Minus 16, 56. Minus 11, 45. And I think that's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we need to grab an Uber. We just hands down need to grab an Uber regardless of what type it is. And I'm kind of tempted to actually keep Rayquaza on the team now, despite our crippling fairy weakness. Another good Pokemon would be Dialga, though, because Dialga lets us crush fairies and set up rocks and have a defensive profile. However, and a scary offensive profile. However, I'm leaning more towards Giratina just because Giratina is Giratina, and I like Giratina. Like, look at that HP stat. It doesn't really have. It does have hazard removal, which is kind of what we need on this team, and it does have ways to control anything that wants to stop it from going crazy, alongside Calm Mind rest cycles with pressure. However, if we do that, we do have to remove the Blastoise Delta, because this thing will not do what I need it to, which is remove hazards. If anything, Genesect can also stay too, because it is technically an Uber. How much is Dialga? Dialga is 25, while Giratina is 24. 19, 10, I think. No, if I grab Giratina, I'll have 19 points left over. If I grab Dialga, I'll have 20 points left over. Sorry, 21 points if I grab Giratina. I could just also keep Rayquaza, but that's another ice weakness. So honestly, we're probably just gonna go with Dialga. We're going to go ahead and grab Dialga instead. That means we have a whopping 20 total points left over. And we have Dialga, which is a very good Pokemon. Especially when paired with stuff that can just naturally burn things or stop them in their tracks, which my team doesn't really have a lot of, but it does have 2 fairies, one that actually comes in on fairy moves fairly easy, a water type, and we do have our Steel Fairy Dragon Core in the form of Genesect, Venusaur, or Amoris, and you know, dragons galore. We have two dragons, but honestly, it's totally fine. And in total, we have gone ahead and blown, I think, a total of. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and clear this. I have a calculator open before you ask. So out of 138 points, we have blown 25 plus 11 plus 16 plus 16 plus 18 plus 17 plus 15. 118 points out of 138. Are you not entertained, YouTube? But yeah, thank you for just sitting through like my borderline schizophrenic ramblings. Because, I mean, like schizo posting ramblings, I guess. If you guys liked what you saw, liked what you heard, you know what to do. I don't know when my next week match is. I'm pretty sure it is this week, actually. But I am going to go ahead and submit these trades in total after running it through 2 of my buddies who know Insurgents. If I don't like it, I'll probably release another video, or I'll put it in the description of like the changes I made, or hell, even a pinned comment. Wow, I'm actually interacting with my community. Holy fuck, right? But yeah, I'll go ahead and just put it in like a community post too if I got it, because I can make community posts now. Isn't that crazy? I hit 400 something subs and everybody's just all like, congrats, community posts. So I love this. I love being able to just like interact with you guys. Please like, subscribe, all that jazz. I really want this to not blow dookie, you know? And if I'm totally honest, I'm trying to get back into content creating because it's just hard. I've got so much stuff in my plate IRL that it's kind of hard for me to just sit down and do the things I enjoy, which is building Pokemon teams and playing the game and just gaming in general. I literally have a VR headset too, so like I might do some VR headset videos, just VR videos in general actually, because VR is very fucking fun. Shout out to the friends who make it fun. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just stop rambling now. This video is almost an hour long. It is 30 minutes long, never mind, but either way, that's way too fucking long for me. So, you know, if you like what you saw, like what you heard, then you know what to do. Excuse the fact that I didn't realize the video was fucked up in proportions. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.